Hello, this is Universal Messenger for After Effects. And in this video, I will show you how this simple tool allows you to create animated conversations with any number of messages in any combination and any style. Let's start from the beginning and create some basic dialogue. Once you open any of the included projects, you will see a composition with two messages. They are simple text layers, so I just double-click on the layer and type in my own text. Now, to create new message, I just duplicate this layer. And if I want this new message to be on the other side of composition, I need to uncheck this incoming checkbox. Now I'm changing the text again, duplicating it, and so on until conversation is complete. These send markers define when messages will be sent, so I'll move these layers and choose the right time for each message. And the animation is almost done. I only want to make it more realistic. So I'll move this send marker further from the start of the layer. And now there will be a typing animation, starting from the start of the layer and ending on the marker. Or if it's an incoming message, 3 dots animation will be shown. Now I'll do the same for other layers. And that is how to create a basic dialogue. Main settings. These are the first things you might want to change in the project. First is a profile picture. To change it, open a composition named Avatar and place here your own picture. You can change the resolution of the composition or simply scale an image until it fits the working area. Now return to the main composition and all profile pictures will update. Next thing is the name. You can change it in a composition named Navigation Bar. Here you can also change things like career, time, battery percentage, and icons. In the main composition, you can turn off the keyboard and the navigation bar layers. In this case, messages will use the entire area of the composition. In any time, you can change the order of messages. Messages are arranged by their send markers. So the message whose marker is set before all others will be the first. The message with the next marker will be the second, and so on. So by moving layers on the timeline, you can easily change the order. You can also change the resolution of the composition, and the animation will be updated automatically. You can change the scale to fit new resolution, turn off the background, or replace it with your own. You can also change the font. All font options, such as font size or line spacing, are also supported, so the animation adapts if you change them. Every message has a set of individual parameters. All of them are placed on the Effect Controls panel. The first effect changes the type of message as we saw before. The next one allows you to offset the message from the edge of the composition and from the previous message. So now I can put something between those two messages. The next two effects allow you to change the bubble size and the text position. You can use them to add something in addition to the text. Like emoji, for example. Just parent it to the layer. The avatar effect allows you to manually change the profile picture of the message. So if I add a picture on the timeline, I can then choose it from the list. And it will replace the profile picture of this message. Name color is for group chats, so we'll skip it for now. The next two effects, if you will enable them, will change the colors of the message. This bunch of effects is needed for the entire project to work properly, and they are not intended for changes. You can recognize them by the letter X in square brackets. And the last effect, if enabled, adds a date between two messages. If you press this Edit Text button, you will be able to change the date. Every messenger adds this separator if a lot of time has passed between sending two messages. Global parameters allow you to quickly make changes to all messages within a composition. Select the global controller layer, and here you can change the position of all messages. You can use this to make messages appear at the bottom. Next effects allow you to quickly change roundness, tails, and colors of all bubbles, so you can easily create unique style for your messages. You can also turn off profile pictures, change position and size globally. If you don't need 3 dots animation, you can turn it off. In this case, incoming messages will appear right after the markers and will be already printed. Next option is called Reveal through Opacity, and what it does is it changes the way messages appear on the screen. So it creates some nice simple look if you don't need everything to fly all over the screen. And the last two options change distances for messages in the same way as in the individual parameters, but do so for every message. So you can quickly change distances at any stage of work. Universal Messenger has keywords in 10 languages, and they are very simple to use. All you need to do is move the send marker further away from the start of the layer. The message then begins to print from the beginning of the layer and ends on the marker. Now let's look at the keyboard options. Type effect. If you turn it off, the message will still be printed, but there will be no typing animation on the keyboard. So if you want to print a message really fast, this might be useful. You can also adjust the keyboard's position. For example, you can move the keyboard down to hide the keyboard part and leave only the text field. There is also a layer named text.keyboard. Select it and you will be able to change all the parameters of the text inside the text field. Keyboard will automatically adapt to these changes. Now let's see how to change the keyboard's language. I go to the main compositions folder and open the keyboard's composition. And here you can select the keyboard in the language you need. Let's take Turkish for example. I copy it and paste next to the English keyboard, and now I can delete it. I turn on the Turkish keyboard and that's it. It's already working. Let's write something in Turkish. Photo messages are an enhanced version of simple messages. Let me show you all their features. I turn on this message photo 1 layer and outside it works like any other message. It has a send marker and all other options. Let's go inside the composition. Here we have a text that you can easily change. And we also have a layer named Media, which is this beautiful picture of the mountains. Let's replace it. I'll take this other picture, hold Alt, and drop it on the layer Media. Done. Let's now scale it a little. You can also replace the profile picture in the same way. Hold Alt and drop it on the layer. Another handy feature is that you can turn off the text and the image separately. Profile picture and all messages in the main composition will adapt to these changes. You can then change the resolution, move a message around, and when you return to the main composition, the message will still be in its rightful place. But if you want, you can still adjust its position manually and add a date as to any message. Let's now create a new photo message. To do so, you need to go to this Messages photo folder and duplicate the composition. Let's open it, and what I want to do now is to show you a different approach to using these messages. I'll change its type and turn off the text. Now I'll take this animation from my other project called Animated Emoji. Let's return to the main composition. Nothing has changed yet because we need to add our duplicated composition to the timeline. So I duplicate this existing photo message and holding Alt, I replace it with the new composition. And it is very important to do it exactly this way, because just dropping composition on the timeline won't work. Let's see now how it looks. So the animation has an alpha channel, and it would sure look better if there were no bubble behind it. So let's change this. First, I want to adjust the size of the bubble, because its bounds determine the size of the entire message. Now I can turn it off, and I need to click on this Preserve Transparency option to make the animation visible. Let's see how it looks now. Ten animated emoji are included in this item, so you can use them in your animations too. In the Universal Messenger, group chats are pretty simple to create. Here we have a bunch of messages, and let's turn them into a group chat. First, I need to add names, so I select a message layer and press Enter. Here I need to add parentheses, and in parentheses I write the name of the person. And now the name will be displayed next to the message. So again, select a layer, press Enter, and write a name in parentheses. But don't delete the word message at the beginning. This is very important. Here you can also change the color of the name. I will now add names to all other messages. In photo messages, everything works the same, so you can use them in group chats as well. Now I need to add profile pictures. I'll drop these images on the timeline and choose them as new profile pictures for each message. And that is how you create a group chat. In addition to wide customization, the Universal Messenger has 5 ready-made presets: Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, Viber, and Skype. They generally work the same as custom Messenger, but their styles are locked and adjusted to completely match the styles of those 5 messengers. A Universal Messenger works on expressions and has a complex hidden structure. Let's see how not to break it all. The most important thing is the names of the layers. Every message layer should always start with the word message. And every photo message should always start with the words message.photo. You can write anything else after them, but in the beginning, there always should be these words. Same thing with the keyboard. Its name should always start with the word keyboard, dot, and then the name of the language. The names of such layers as text keyboard, navigation bar, and global controller, it is better not to change at all. Throughout the project, there are effects and layers with the letter X in square brackets. They are also not intended to be changed. And the last thing is about the layers you don't need. If you don't need, for example, a navigation bar or a keyboard in your animation, turn them off, but don't delete them, because they are a part of big structure. The only exception is when you have more than one copy of the layer. In this case, you can delete the copies. By following these simple rules and using the tools we talked about in this video, you can now create unique conversations in any style you want, because it's all universal. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions, you can always write me on this email.